With all these positive uh, background, let us now start today program uh, with this group meditation session. I know you are in a silence place, quiet place. The environment is quiet up to certain extent. The body is still. The posture is sitting posture is still. How, how about the mind? It may in the past with some memories. It may stay in the future with some hopes. It may stay in the present with whatever happens in this moment. Can we know where the mind is? Is it in the past, in the future, or in the present? We know where the mind is now, and what the mind is doing in the past, and what the mind is doing in the future, if it is in the future, and what it is doing in the present, if the mind is staying in the present. Maybe the mind is thinking, or maybe it is appreciating or questioning, whatever. Let us know what the mind is doing. Let's see how long can we notice our mind, especially what it is doing. And how far can we accept it? Can we say this? I know, dear mind, what you are doing, and it's okay. No objections. This acceptance creates some peacefulness. There might be some dialogues going on in the mind, some discussions, some chattings, can we detach from whatever discussion, whatever discussion is going on? Can we walk out, step back, no involvements? Let the mind be alone. No partners to the mind for any argument, for any dialogue, or for any discussion. We are not asking any questions from the mind. We are not answering to any questions raised by the mind. Neither. No response from us. Let the mind be silent by itself. with this inner silence. By experiencing the inner silence and by enjoying this inner stillness, we may open eyes now. Dear friends, dear Nilambe friends, once again we all are being together. Uh, Once again, Nilambe friends, Nilambe family is gathering together, and we experience some amount of uh, inner peacefulness, some degrees of inner quietness and silence. We all are meditating, and we all want to meditate. We dedicate our life to the practice. And why we are so interested in meditation, mainly it helps us to uh, take care of ourselves, take care of our life peacefully. And also, the meditation helps us to bear difficult situations, tolerate some hard and difficult experiences. Also, meditation supports us to uh, understand situations, understand others, and it is helping us to understand ourselves. And many more other benefits of meditation, of practicing meditation. That's why we like to meditate. That's why we want to meditate. And that's why we meditate. Simply, with the meditation, we can realize the reality. So why we have to realize the reality with support of the meditation? Because we are not living in the reality. If we are living in the reality, if we are being with the reality, then no need to uh, do something else or something to understand it, to realize it. So we are not usually, we are not living with the reality or in the reality. That's why we have to meditate. to touch the reality, to make a contact with the reality. So if we are not living in the reality, then where we are living? So we better to ask this question. If we are not living in the reality, not living with the reality, then where we are living? Is there any other place to live other than the reality? No, there is no place to live. Living is happening only in the reality, only with the reality. If living can happen, it happens only in the reality. So then, are we not living? You may ask this question now, Upul, what you are saying. Are we not living? Well, yeah, we are living, but it's a different type of living. Maybe no living. We are just existing. Uh, we are dreaming. We are fantasizing. We are living in an imaginary world. That's why everybody has his or her own world. The world is very private and very personal, like a dream. We cannot share a dream. It is very individual. After dreaming, of course, we can share the dream, what we have seen, but at that moment, no one can share the dream. No two people cannot see the same dream. Even more, cannot see the same dream. It is very personal, very private. Likewise, uh, each one is living inside of his or her own imaginary world. An imaginary world uh, built by the mind, by thinking. The mind builds a castle to the sky, up, 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 by thinking. There is no limit. And we are living there. We are living inside of our own castles in the air, created by our own thinking. And everybody is, everybody is a character of our dreams. Everybody and everything. Everything is a particle of our own dream. And the interesting thing is, we are also characters of our own dreams. And the reality is somewhere else. We are living in somewhere else. But the reality does not forget us. We forget the reality. We have forgotten the reality, but the reality does not forget us. Therefore, time to time, the reality speaks to us. And whenever the reality speaks to us, then yeah, it makes us shock. We say shock means the reality comes to meet us as a death of our beloved one, as a serious physical sickness, or something else. And whenever the reality comes to see us, whenever the reality meets us, always it is not a pleasant experience at all. It is not a pleasant surprise at all. Very unpleasant surprise. Why it happens? Because we are not harmony with the reality. We are far away from the reality and we completely forget about the reality. And that's why we had to meditate to come back to the earth, down to the earth, not going up to the sky. We are already there. So we meditate to not to go up and up and up, down and down and down, come down, 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 down to the reality. The meditation is not lifting up us, it is bringing us down to the earth, to the reality. So that's why when we meditate, we do not look at up. Either we close our eyes or look down. That's interesting. When we pray, we look up. When we meditate, we look down. So, dear friends, ideally, we meditate to realize the reality. So, we go to the reality before it comes to us. Anyway, it comes to us. Time to time, the reality comes to us and it speaks to us. And before it, what we are doing is with meditation, we go and see the reality. So the meditation is a vehicle to go to meet the reality. And it's interesting. When the reality comes to us, then it is an unpleasant surprise. It is not pleasant at all. It gives us heart attacks. But when we go and see the reality, then it will be an entirely different experience. It is not unpleasant at all. And it's not a surprise to the reality, to the nature, because the reality is always inviting us, come and see me, see the reality, see the truth. You are not living with the truth. You are not, uh, you do not know what the reality is. So please understand me, touch me. The reality is always inviting us, but even we couldn't hear the invitation. And whenever we go and see the reality, then the reality becomes happier. Anyhow, so we meditate for that. That's the ultimate practice of meditation. There might be some side effects and byproducts of meditation, uh, relaxation, and some other. But this is the real and original and deep uh, meaning of meditation. Making a contact with the nature, with the reality, with the truth, with the ultimate absolute truth. And of course, truth is here and now. The reality is here and now. So we don't have to go anywhere to see the reality, see the truth. But somehow we have to go because we are not here and now. The reality is here and now, but we are not here and now. Therefore, there is a distance, some gap in between the reality and ourselves. So that's why we had to travel. There is a journey, otherwise, no journey. If we are here and the reality is here, of course, reality is always here and now. And if we are already here and now, also here and now, then no journey. No need to have a journey, no need to make a journey. There is no spiritual journey, so called spiritual journey or path of the Dhamma. We don't need them, but we need them because not because the reality is not here. The reality is here, but we are not here. Therefore, we need a vehicle. And we called meditation uh, as a vehicle. There might be some other vehicles, uh, but the meditation is one of the perfect vehicles for this returning journey. Returning journey, or uh, come back to the present, or going back to the reality. And dear friends, there are two kinds of vehicles, as we know. One called dry vehicles. Dry vehicles, like like uh, how to say, uh, so one can travel with in a container. Like some people are doing illegal migrations, they travel inside of containers, and no light, not enough oxygen, no food, nothing. So very hard journey. So likewise, there is a way to come to the reality by using that type of hard and discomfort vehicles. And it is called dry vipassana. I think you are familiar with this word vipassana. And that particular type of vipassana called dry vipassana, very dry, no soft at all, no soft seats, nothing, no comfort at all. And it works, but very hard. The journey is very hard. Maybe shorter journey, but very hard, very difficult. Only few can do this. If this is the only vehicle, then many cannot do this uh, practice, and many cannot realize the reality, because it needs a lot of determination, lot of energy, lot of tolerance, and hard effort. Therefore, uh, the Buddhism is introducing a comfortable vehicle uh, to do this journey comfortably, kind of luxury business class trip. And that is called jhana or samadhi. So it is not dry vipassana. Samatayana. Samatha means uh, you can say concentration or tranquility. Yana means vehicle, a car. Samatayana, a comfortable vehicle. So that's why we all can do this meditation practice. All can do. It might be, it takes maybe longer time than dry vipassana, direct vipassana. But we have plenty of time. And for most of the times, we do not know how to spend the time. Therefore, we are killing the time. Therefore, time is not an issue at all. So, dear friends, uh, that's why, therefore, uh, the Buddhism is giving us different types of meditation methods, techniques, so called techniques. The Pali word is kammatthana. So in Sanskrit, it is called karmasthana. Meditation methods or techniques to prepare the vehicle. So first we had to make the vehicle. There are no car sales to buy this samatayana, tranquility car, the vehicle of the tranquility. No car sale can sell us. Therefore, we had to make it. So first we had to make the car. To make the car, uh, we had to practice certain types of meditation methods. And most of meditation methods are supporting us to manufacture the car, the vehicle. So one can make a vehicle with full option, completely luxury, absolute luxury vehicle by practicing one of those meditation techniques like mindfulness on breathing meditation, walking meditation, metta, loving kindness meditation, uh, and some other. There are more, many techniques. So what we are doing with these techniques, we make the car, we make uh, a vehicle. Or otherwise we can say we make our mind as a vehicle. So it is not a physical vehicle or materialistic vehicle. So what we are doing is by practicing those techniques, we make our mind as a comfortable car, full option vehicle. a luxury car. The mind is already a vehicle. Fortunately, unfortunately, dear friends, the mind is already a vehicle. Therefore, it is always traveling, 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 traveling. And it is traveling in the past, it is traveling to the future, it is traveling in the present. So it is always traveling, the mind. But so fortunately, it's a vehicle already, it's a vehicle. But unfortunately, what is happening is we do not have any control. We have to be a passenger of the vehicle. And we have to surrender to the vehicle. We do not know where we are going, where the mind is bringing us, carrying us, where would be the destination. We do not know. Without knowing all these things, we just jump into the car of the mind and sit in the passenger's seat and close our eyes. And then the car is moving. Thinking is starting to happen. And we are going without knowing where we are going. Do we have to go? Is there a need to go? No idea, but we are going. We had to go as a passenger. And then mind stops. That trip is over. Maybe after a couple of seconds, couple of minutes, that journey is over. We had to get down and we don't know where we are. We are in the middle of a desert and we do not know how we come here. Now what to do? And then again another car comes. The mind comes again as a new vehicle. And again we jump into that vehicle and sit in the passenger seat and again close our eyes. So again we are going from there to somewhere else. So uh, so we had to change everything. We had to transform the car. These are the things what we are doing with meditation techniques. We had to modify the car. To modify the car should be in the garage, in the workshop. We cannot repair the car or modify the car while it is running, while it is going somewhere 100 kilometers per hour. No one can do anything. So we had to slow down the car and we had to stop the car. We had to park the car at a garage or workshop or service station, and the car should be there for a while. Only then we can do whatever modifications, maintenance, repairs, changes, and transforms. So first thing is the car should be reduce the speed, gradually reduce the speed. 90 kilometers per hour, 80, 70, 50, 40, 30. It takes some time. So this is the first thing what we are doing with meditation. We are slowing down the mind. We press the brake pedal. not giving any gasoline or power or energy to the car, then
Hi, dear Mr. Upul, we can see you now.
yeah, unfortunately, it's reconnected.
Thank you. We'll continue then. Thank you.
Oh, now discussion time, no?
Would you like to go into discussion, or you would like to finish up the talk?
Well, yeah, so dear friends, anyway, thank you very much for waiting here. I thought nobody would be here, only myself when I uh, reconnected. That is a surprise for me, a pleasant surprise. Anyhow, so we had to slow down the car gradually, and then uh, when the car is stopped, yeah, we had to park at the working place or workshop to do necessary maintenance and modifications. So that's the first part of the practice, uh, slowing down the mind. Uh, but the vehicle wants to uh, go faster because of this the habit, the habitual patterns of fast uh, driving since long time, since our samsaric journey. And now we want to slow down, but the mind doesn't want to slow down. So we can see some tendencies to accelerate the car, to accelerate the speed of the vehicle. And we have to recognize those uh, tendencies which are giving gasoline to the car without our permission, without informing us. So we had to be very conscious. We had to be very alert. Though we are not uh, giving gasoline or energy or power to the car, but some other people can do it. So we have to be very aware on those secrets and hidden uh, games. And those are called hindrances. And according to the Buddhism, there are 5 hindrances. So what they are doing is they are accelerating the speed of the car. We want to slow down, but they are accelerating. We had to be aware on them, recognize them, then we had to uh, let them go. And no choice. We must let them go. And it takes some time. It takes a lot of time to recognize those tendencies, secret suppliers, and then disconnect them. So after letting go of hindrances or secret suppliers, then it is easier to calm down the mind, slow down the car. It is easier. So it is slowing down, slowing down, slowing down. slowing down, and finally it stops. Zero speed, stillness, the stillness. And that's the first jhana. The mind is still, completely still, no hindrances at all. And it is resting now. The vehicle can rest after a long time. No rest at all for the vehicle since it begins to work. So first time. And it affects to the body as well, not only to the engine. The body is also enjoying the rest. And therefore, uh, we may forget about the journey, what we supposed to do. We may forget about the necessary things, what we had to do, uh, why we had to slow down, why we slow down the mind, why, we park the vehicle at the service station or the repair place, not only for giving a rest to do the necessary modifications, but we may forget about all these other necessary activities. We may just enjoy the rest day by day, then no journey. And after a while, we may lose it. Therefore, dear friends, we had to use this opportunity to modify the mind, to modify the vehicle, to modify the car. Now it is possible because it is parked, not moving. So, what kind of modifications we had to do? We had to install a GPS system to identify the mind easily. Wherever it goes, we can identify, we can uh, discover. And therefore, the mind cannot do anything without informing us. So we must install these options. It is called sharp awareness. Without awareness, what we can do is we can just relax. With meditation, we can just relax. And then with the awareness, sharp awareness, we can change some kind of interior designs. We were in the passenger seat. With the awareness, we can place ourselves at the driving seat. That's the significant transformation. The passenger is becoming the driver. That's very, very important. So one last thing I can mention, and then we can go to the discussion. By meditating, we are getting to know about the mind. When we meditate more and more, we become more and more aware on the mind. And also we are accepting the mind. This is the second thing. We accept the mind just as it is. Then we, uh, because of acceptance, we can be peaceful with the mind. We can make friends with the mind. We cannot do all kinds of modifications with angry attitude. The mind should have us to, the mind should allow us to do all kinds of preparations and modifications. We cannot do by forcibly. So we have to make friends with the mind. That's very important, really important. And then the mind itself is surrendering to us. And with this teamwork, it's a teamwork then. We and mind are doing together. So then the mind is becoming an instrument and we become the master, the player. Before, the mind is the master or player and we were instruments or uh, tools. So anyhow, dear friends, when the mind is in the garage, we can do whatever modification. When the mind is still, therefore this inner stillness is really important. Without making the mind still, it's impossible to refine it, impossible to modify it. So I think it's enough. And if you have any further inquiries or contributions, then we can go deeper into this topic. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Mr. Upul. So we have our question and answer time right now, and so you could either raise your hand if there are no other people, you can just unmute your mic. If there are many people speaking at the same time, of course, you want to raise your hand, and so then I know the order to call you. You are also very welcome if you don't want to speak, you want to type instead, you can also type on chat, and that I'll be happy to read the questions for you. But since you're here, it's actually would be really lovely to see like your face if you are happy to ask the question yourself. So floor is yours now.
Dear Upul, how to slow down the car? Is it better to do with mindfulness of breathing or with metta to bring the car to a halt and into the garage?
Well, of course, we need the mindfulness. That's very important. We cannot slow down the mind unmindfully. Of course, there is an option to uh, uh, slow down the mind without mindfulness, but it is it's harmful, and also it's out of our control. Uh, Therefore, better to do with the mindfulness. And it doesn't matter with metta or breathing meditation. The technique is not so important, but the gradual process is important. And the sitting meditation practice is also not important for this. We have to harmony our practice with other activities, our daily activities. Therefore, as you mentioned, the mindfulness is playing very important role. So we have to be mindful on our daily activities if we want to slow down the mind and make the mind completely still. Of course, sitting meditation and walking meditation are compulsory, no doubt about it, but that's not enough. The rest of the times, we had to be mindful. We had to do things mindfully. And the second thing is, uh, when we are uh, encountering with the world, when we are engaging with worldly activities, business, uh, we had to be aware on this, that not to be emotional. That is also one of the very necessary practices. In our everyday life, again, we had to maintain some kind of calm inner uh, environment. Whenever when we realize that the mind is becoming emotional, we have to do something to calm down the mind at that moment. That is also important. And the next one is, uh, we had to practice and cultivate this skill or this wisdom, uh, the satisfactoriness. The satisfactoriness, that's important. In our everyday life, the contentment. If we are victims of dissatisfactoriness, then how much we do sitting meditation or walking meditation, it is very difficult to even concentrate on our meditation object, because the mind is complaining, you didn't do that, you didn't finish that, you didn't buy that, you didn't go there, you didn't have it, you didn't eat that. So uh, therefore we had to uh, consciously we had to practice and cultivate this quality of contentment, satisfactoriness. So these things are compulsory. And alone those things, of course, mindfulness on breathing meditation or metta or walking meditation, we can practice. We had to practice.
eigenlijk is de 4 staps. Mindfulness, metta, meditation, walking meditation, en satisfactory contentment.
Ja, het is wat circulair. Dus niet stap na stap.
Nee, maar ik bedoel wel, dit zijn de 4 onderdelen waar hij het over heeft.
Hello, Renee. I just want to check if you are asking a question because we're hearing your voice. Okay, so maybe not. Okay. Right, so it doesn't look like that it's the question. So if anyone else have questions, you're very welcome to unmute or type. It's up to you.
Yeah, I have a question. Is it necessary how deep we go into or how important is it how deep we go into the jhanas? Is the first jhana enough, or would it be better to go even further and further? Of course, yeah, it can go very far generally. I mean, generally it would be possible, not with my mind at the moment, but generally. So is it good to aim to go further and further, or yeah, or which jhana is sufficient, or is the first jhana already good enough, or do we need to refine it even further? That's the question.
Yeah, we had to practice the contentment, satisfactoriness. So if you are having first jhana, that's enough. Actually, that is enough. But we had to do necessary modifications while we are in that state. And then we can use this first jhanic vehicle for our journey to see the reality, to understand the reality. So we should not forget, but there is a tendency to forget this because it's so relaxing experience. This stillness gives us a remarkable relaxing experience, and therefore we think now the problem is not there, no more problems. So we every day meditate to be at the garage. So we think that's the target, to stay in the service station, a workshop forever. So that's why we need some kind of awareness to remind us, no, we come to this place just to do necessary modifications, and then we have to start the journey. And with the first jhana, we can start the journey. And we see how it goes. And if we feel it is not enough, then we can again find another workshop, another station, and we can still for a while and do other refined practices to go to the second jhana. But my advice is we can start the second part of the journey with the first jhana. We better to start and go as long as possible. And when we realize that this vehicle cannot go further, then we can stop and change the vehicle, or doing changes in the vehicle to upgrade it to the second jhana. And then again start the journey with the second jhana. Better. Instead of just doing modifications, upgrading, and wasting our entire life for just upgrading the vehicle.
Can you please say more about the modification process? What to really do? What do I really have to change in the car? I mean, I have some ideas. I'd like to hear from you.
Well, the first modification is we had to do some kind of transformation, that from thinking to reflection, from thinking to the contemplation. The mind used to think, or mind is used to think and think and think. And without doing this transformation, if we try to do vipassana, if we try to practice vipassana, then actually what can happen is the mind is just thinking. And itself, the mind thinks I am doing vipassana. But that is not vipassana. It is creating its own concepts. And that is called that the knowledge based on the mind. Chintamaya panya, the wisdom based on thinking. And that's not the real wisdom. The real wisdom comes out of meditation, reflection, contemplation. Bhavana me panya. So this is the very important change, transformation, modification. It takes some time. It takes really some time. Whenever we ask our mind to reflect something, then immediately mind starts to think. Think means mind is vomiting all kinds of uh, information, whatever the mind took it in the past about that topic. And the mind thinks this is the way to reflect. So we have to train our mind to reflect instead of wandering in our past knowledge, information. Look at the present, observe the present, and knowing what is happening in the present and why it is happening in the present, why. So everything based on the present, not on the past. This is the very important modification. And then the second modification is openness. Not coming to quick, instant conclusions. So whenever we try to reflect on whatever, then new ideas pop up. New understanding may come out. And therefore, we may stop our reflection with the very first idea. We think, I realize it, this is a new idea. Or I never think in this way. And we stop. But actually, when we do some examinations, only then we can realize it's not a wisdom. It also comes from our past knowledge. Now we cannot recognize it. It came from which book or which discourse, what we have read or listened, heard. So we should not come to final conclusion. We had to go further and further with openness. Therefore, openness is very important. Open-minded, openness means not going to any instant conclusions. We can see what the mind says and we recognize it, we acknowledge it, and then again we do our investigation. We go deeper and deeper in investigation.
Renee wrote and said that she had problem with the video, but she has a question. Would you please elaborate on dry meditation?
Try meditation. Well, yeah, it is the Pali term is Suska Vipassana, Suska Vipassana. Suska means dry, means hard, direct Vipassana, without doing any kind of modifications. Just use the vehicle just as it is. And it is not easy for the vehicle and for the driver as well. But there is a possibility. It is also possible. They ask us to be aware on whatever happens. Whatever happens, we have to be aware. And then we have to reflect on whatever we experience. What is the nature of sound, what we hear? What is the nature of taste, what we taste? What is the nature of sensation, what we sense? So first we had to be aware, and then we had to do some kind of investigation to realize the nature of it. And the body, we had to do this meditation on the body, on the mind, on feelings, on memories, on thinking, on planning, on everything. And when I say like this, you think it's easy, but it's not easy. We have to pressurize our mind. We have to make a lot of pressure on our mind to do this. Because the mind is not ready. We didn't do any uh, kind of modification. But it is possible. So it's a fast track. If somebody blames you, so you had to contemplate like this. There is no person there. No person there. It's only atoms. Only elements are there. And also here, there is no listener. Only elements. Only atoms. So there are many other approaches on this dry vipassana. And it is very famous. It's mainly originated in Myanmar. But now it is spreading all over the world. You have to be hard. Hard and hard and hard. No gentle approach at all. If you are gentle, that's wrong from their point of view. And they think that gentle practitioners are lazy people. They are lazy. Anyway, it's a different approach. And you may know Maharishi, Ramana Maharishi, Tiruvannamalai. So he also encouraged yogis to do this dry vipassana. If you say you want to calm down the mind, then he asks, who wants to calm down the mind? Meditate on that. Who wants to calm down the mind? If you say you want to overcome the anger, who wants to overcome the anger? Meditate on that. So you have to meditate and meditate and meditate to find out who wants to calm down the mind, who wants to go beyond the anger. Nothing to do with the anger, nothing to do with the calmness. Just meditate on this. I want. Therefore, majority cannot follow this practice, but some wise people, some maybe long-term practitioners can adopt themselves into this dry vipassana, but majority, ordinary people is very difficult to enter into this way of journey. When those masters ask us to get to know who wants to calm down the mind, then we start to think about it. Instead of meditating, instead of reflecting, we start to think, who wants to? Who am I? We cannot understand the difference between reflecting and thinking. Therefore, instead of reflecting, we think and think and think. And then the master said, don't think, stop thinking. And we don't know how to stop. So we ask, I want to know how to stop the mind. Then the master say, who wants to stop the mind? Who wants to know how to stop the mind? Meditate on that. No discussions. In dry vipassana, no discussions. Dear friends, actually, jhana is, or jhanas are, original status of our consciousness. They are original and fundamental status of our consciousness. But because of some behaviors, and because of we are abusing our mind, now we cannot see those fundamental and genuine and original status of our consciousness. But still that options are available. So that's why we call it refining the mind. We refine the mind by refining, by removing all kinds of artificial ornamentals and decorations of the mind. We can once again discover those jhanic consciousness, those inner stillness. It's still there, but now it is covered. So what we are doing is we are discovering. We go into our consciousness. That's why we had to let go of all kinds of interest in wandering around the world, wandering in outside world. We had to let go of the interest in wandering of outside world. That is the first hindrance. If we are wandering in outside, then no way to discover inside. So what I want to tell you is all of you, you are having this jhanic consciousness inside of your mind. But we are using our mind for different purposes since the beginning. Therefore, even the mind itself now forgets about the treasure, what it has. With the mindfulness, with support of mindfulness, again the mind can remind it. Mind can discover it. So once we discover it, we had to protect it. Difficult to discover, easier to lose. Okay, any more comments or questions or contributions?
Thank you, Mr. Upul. Also would like to ask, because we are for the original 3 hours, we are in the last 2 minutes. I'm just wondering whether we would like to extend or we will would like to end on time.
What about our teacher? I don't know if he has the capacity of time and as well energy. You look very tired, Upul. So maybe it's good to give you the opportunity to rest.
Oh, thank you, dear Claudia, for your generous kindness. I'm always tired because of the aging.
I need
Anyhow,
to go now.
yes.
So to say thank you, Upul, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Powerbone.
Okay. And dear friends, yeah, thank you very much for organizing this short event. So thank you, dear Claudia. Ma may not hear, I don't know, and Catherine. Yes, and all the friends. I'm happy to see you after a long time. And this topic, yeah, we can continue this topic. This is, I couldn't make it complete today. After losing my flow, then difficult to continue it. So maybe next time again we can, yeah, we can meditate on this topic.
Thank you.
And yeah, you may hear the rain, and yeah, it's non-stop rain. And so all of you are warmly welcome, warmly welcome.
Thank you so much, Upul, for talking about this precious topic.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good time. Take care.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And Upul, sir, I hope your neck is doing okay.
It's getting better. Yeah, I'm having some treatment, Ayurvedic treatment, so therefore it's getting better. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, dear Upul, and all of my friends. Thank you.
Thank you all. You're very welcome to unmute and say goodbye if you like to. Thank you.
Thank you, dear teacher. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Teruvan Saranai.
Thank you, Teruvan Saranai.
Thank you for everybody who organized this nice and really good treat. Thank you so much for everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for joining.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, all of you. Bye. Much love.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.